Welcome to another online video for STIE 1113. So for today I'm going to talk about your project example that I've provided through the learning system. The name of the project is Array Project Example. So you can copy and paste your project this code into your NetBeans. Okay, so basically what you're going to have in this sample project is that the use of multiple arrays that represent your database. Okay, your data is going to be stored into arrays, and this project basically shows how you can add, delete, update, search and show the data from these arrays. So this project basically contains 3 arrays: names, metrics and ages. All this data describe students, where you have your names, the metric number and student age. So as I described during your class, the number of data for each of these arrays must be the same. So in this example, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 data. Okay, so it is also the same with metrics. You're going to have 9 data also, and also for ages, okay, also 9 data. So if you notice that there's a 3 data that purposely left with empty string. So this is where the data, if the application would like to add additional data to the application. So names, metric, age comes with 6 predefined data. Okay, the 6 predefined data can be used to display, to add, to delete, and search operation. Alright, so the application start with method main menu, where it display these menus. Okay, the selection of menus: add, delete, update, search, display, and also quit. Okay, based on the user selection here, so the switch option has been used. So it depends on the type of operation that we are performing. So for example, if you choose add operation, you want to add data to the array. So you remember that there's a 3 empty data here, where you can use to add new information. So you refer to add data operation. The clear screen method here, this is basically just to clear your screen console, and then you have the add operation that basically described here in this static method. Alright, so we're straight to add data methods. So if in here, what you have is that you're going to loop the data to add new data. However, you need to look for the empty spaces that we have in the array. So we do have 3 additional data that we can add. So that's why we are using for loop that it's going to loop all the names data. Okay, we just use name. Basically, you can use metric, you can use ages, but names, use names because this is basically the first data that we have. Okay, so the logic here works based on the looping of all the data, names data, but inside the for loop you have one selection, and this selection is going to check if there's any empty array element. So if names element I is empty, then we add new data to all those three arrays: names, metrics, and ages. Okay, so we have these three empty spaces that we can add to the system. So once the add operation is a success, we print out success, and we use delay display to delay the screen for a while, for 3 seconds, and then before it goes back to main menu and break the program. Or either you just want to go to main menu or you want to break the program. Is either way, it's okay. But if there's no empty spaces or empty element in the array, it means that the array has been fully occupied. The system will print out fail, and then it's going to display delay display, because if you're not putting this to the program, you cannot see failed information, so that user know that something is happening, means that the operation has failed. And we go back to main menu. That for add data operation. So let's see the first operation, add data. So select one, second option. So because we do have 3 additional data that we can add, so add data operation, enter new student information. You can put any names, Romley, metric number, age 23. It is a success. This is delay, and then it goes back to main menu. It delays for 3 seconds. Okay, so you have new data is being added to the array. So I'm going to jump to display. So display, this is where you can show all the data in the database, in array. So if you choose display, you're going to get all this data, right? So you can see there's new data here is being added, Rahim Romley. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So before this we only have 6 data, and now we have this additional data into the array. Right, so show data again. 1, yes. 2, no. So we can just no, and it goes back to the main menu. So we see display. How the display works? Display is case number 5. Show data. So it's fairly simple operation. So we use Sentinel because we want to make sure that the operation can be repeated. Either you want to print out again all the data, or you can just go out. So the Sentinel here is being used to break do while statement. So inside here, so again, clear screen. So for every search we need to clear the screen, for every display we need to clear the screen, and then print out the name, metric, and ages once, and then loop the data and loop for every data, and using if statement. This is just to check if the content of the data is empty, so you don't print out. If the content is not empty, you print out here. Right, so and then request again to update Sentinel value. So if the Sentinel value is not 1, we go out, clear the screen, and go back to our main menu. Alright, so that is basically for the add and display operation. For delete operation, basically it is also the same with the add operation. So if you go to delete operation, okay, so within the delete operation, we look for the metric number, because for this application, metric number can be what we call as a unique key. So we delete based on metric number. Okay, so we use again for loop and the conditions of selection here. If matrix equal metric number that user enter, delete the data. So you assign the value of the array for names, metric and ages to empty or to 0, and print out deleted. Delete display so that user know that deleted operation has been successful, and clear screen. But if the metric number is not in the array, we just print out fail and delete display again and clear screen. And also the same with the rest of the operation. So you can see, for example, for update data, you can see the same operation here is search, but instead of deleting the data, we add new, we update data based on the metric number that user search for. Okay, so we just enter name, new name and new age, because we don't want to update metric number. Metric number is a unique value. Right, so updated, delete display so that user know it is successfully updated. If not, if there's no information or there's no metric number in the array, print out fail. For search data, we base on metric number also. So if user search for metric number is in the array, we can just print out the metric number. Okay, so let's see some basic operation. Okay, let's say I want to again display the data. So let's say I want to delete show 4443. Alright, I want to delete this operation. Okay, 4443 deleted. Okay, wait for 3 seconds. So and then I want to search to display the data. Now show aim no longer in the array. Okay, no longer in the system. There's no 4443 in the array. Okay, you want to update information. So let's say I want to update Ahmad Rosmi 1234. So 3 update Ahmad Rosmi 1234 metric number. So new name Ahmad Rosman into age 23. Updated. Okay, now display the data again. Ahmad Rosman 1234, age 23. Okay, the data now is being updated. Rosmi to Rosman. For search operations, quite simple. Create metric number we want to search, for example 1234. So it's going to print out 1234. So if I would like to search again, I just press 1. Search again. Try to search for a metric number is not in the system. Yes, there's no data will be displayed. So I want to return back to the main menu. Alright, so want to quit, press 0.